Hi everyone. Recently I wrote a new blog post called AI Positron Assistant Enterprise Security Layers, and you can view it on the Oxygen XML blog. And in this video I will try to go through the steps with you and show you all these security features. I'm presenting using an Oxygen 28.1 installation and the latest AI Positron version 8.2. So let's begin. The Positron Assistant was designed to be as secure as possible for you, and there are multiple layers of security that need to be checked in order to have a secure connection to the LLM. If we look here in the preferences, in the AI service configuration, one can choose to use their own LLM connection. And in this case, I have a connection to Microsoft Azure, a virtual machine, and it's an Oxygen specific connection with an Oxygen specific API key. And this connection is used by the AI assistant when discussing with it. And this connection is direct. Nothing passes through the Oxygen XML cloud or anything. AI Positron, the assistant, connects directly to the LLM. And we have multiple possibilities for this, for creating a connector. You can create connectors of type OpenAI, Microsoft Azure, Claude, AWS Bedrock, Gemini, and so on. So this is the base for you. Create a secure connection to an LLM which is agreeable to your company. All your sensitive data in Oxygen in general is encrypted. So APIs keys like this, and your history, and your favorites, if you have favorites, they are all sensitive information which is encrypted by Oxygen, and you can choose to delete all that information in the privacy page. So here you can delete all the stored data that the AI Positron Assistant knows about you. Sometimes you may have sensitive data in your content, and I will show you an example. So for example, you have a certain product name that you do not want to be propagated to the LLM, or you have email addresses or bank accounts. And for this, in the Oxygen preferences privacy, you can enable built-in sensitive data masking to mask, for example, all emails. And you can also add your own patterns, like the My Way phone maybe can be replaced with the Dolphin phone. So once you have this set up, and I ask it to improve readability, in the current file, the LLM will not get the data directly from the content. AI Positron will filter the content and make the replacements, and then after the LLM sends the content back, it makes the replacements the other way around, so that when you look at the preview, you can see that the product name, the original product name, was preserved, the email was preserved, but the LLM did not receive these confidential pieces of information from you. You may choose that certain files should be, or folders should be, totally ignored by the AI assistant. So in this case, if I go to this folder, I can say exclude from AI processing, and an AI ignore file is created for this purpose. And then if I ask Oxygen to maybe again to improve the readability in the current file, now it says that it can no longer access the file because it's in an AI ignore situation. So with these AI ignore files specific to a Positron, you can exclude resources from your project to be sent and processed by the LLM. Also, there is a sandbox. So looking at the tools and retrieval augmented generation page, a Positron can only write and read from certain folders, which are in general the project folder and the data map, the root data map, and all the topics referenced in it. So if, for example, I have a file on my desktop and I ask it to like improve readability in the current file, the AI doesn't have access to read the file because the preferences are restricted just to read from the project. So this is another layer of security that we add. Sometimes the application, the LLM may want to read external web resources. And I will show you an example here. So I have a JSON configuration file which configures a model context protocol server. And I have this server configured here in the Oxygen model context protocol preferences page. So this server allows me to do web searches with the LLM. So in a Positron, I can say something like find the best Git tutorials online and read the first one. And as you see, first the model context protocol tool is invoked, and because this is a tool implemented externally, you have control over skipping the tool execution, allowing it or allowing it more than once. And if I allow the Brave search to complete, the LLM will try to read the first file from the web, and here you can see that this read access needs to be approved by you. You can approve either the current read access or approve the entire website. So approve the LLM to read content from the website the next time without asking you for additional access rights. So here I demo to you how the LLM, when the LLM asks for external website access, you get a request, and when you have a model context protocol tool being called, again you are requested to approve that tool call. But there may be other tool calls which may have security risks. For example, I may say find git history for current file, and in this case the LM wants to run a local command line, and you see here that you can approve or disapprove the LM running this command. And here is the security threat because it's just a read operation. And then if you allow it to run, the LM will eventually be able to obtain the history for my file. But security is not necessarily in how you discuss with the LLM, it is also in how you control what the LLM generates. And for this, AI Positron has support to define a context prompt where you tell it various rules about how you want the content to be generated in your project. Maybe add some of the most important rules about how you want content to be generated. You can also add these rules in additional context files. You can define skills which allow the LM to understand more about how you want the content to be generated. And all the content generated by the LLM can be validated by a positron based on your custom rules. And your custom rules may include both schematron checks and terminology problem checks. So here I may say find validation, and let's not forget that we have an A ignore here, and I will remove it. And here I can say find validation and terminology problems in the current file, and fix them. And let's see how we have both a validation being done and a terminology check, and both these checks are then applied, and the LM now has enough information to fix these problems in the document. For example, to add a prologue here with the current date, and to make various fixes. So this layered approach, it matters. You start with the custom LLM, and then you have all these other security settings which allow you to have a safe experience using LLMs to vibrate content in your current project. This is what I wanted to show you for today. If you want to know more, you can read my blog post. Thank you, and goodbye.